So, yeah, good to go?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chatter. Today I am delighted to be joined by Donagh Keary, amateur boxer turning pro with 120 wins and 150 fights under his belt. Irish Kid Keary on Instagram, and a man lining up for his first professional fight on the 16th of March at Madison Square Garden. Welcome to the show, man.
What's happening? Can't wait to. Well, it's a pleasure to be on.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you. So, yeah, 16th of March, Paddy's Day weekend, Madison Square Gardens. That's got to be an incredible rush to have got the opportunity to fight there. Like, are you excited?
I'm excited. It doesn't feel real yet, I don't think. It hasn't hit me.
No, I mean, it probably won't hit you till you just like actually walk out.
Yeah.
What's your walkout music?
I don't know yet, man. That's a surprise.
A surprise, or you haven't decided?
I sort of haven't decided, but still surprise. I've thought of a few.
Like,
I don't know. But keep that quiet.
You keep that quiet, okay. Do you get entrance music in amateur boxing ever? Is that a thing?
Not very often, no. It's more like tournament style boxing, so there's like a load. There could be three different rings. Like quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Sometimes final you might get a walkout, but you normally don't pick the song or nothing. Like, it's just random.
So why boxing? Like, let's go back to maybe your earliest memory of boxing. Like, what's the first thing boxing related that you remember in your life?
Getting in the spar and coming back to the corner crying, and the coach saying to me, "Do you want to keep going?" And I said, "Yeah." So he gave me a medal. I never had a medal in my life. I was loving it.
What age were you?
About 6.
6 years old. You're already boxing at 6.
Yeah.
That's tough. So you've got boxers in your family?
No.
None?
Well, my dad started boxing actually whenever I started boxing. But no, not really. My uncle, or my auntie's fiance, he boxes, and no one else really.
So what made you start? Like, what brought you to boxing at 6?
I was playing hurling, and I used to get like bullied and picked on in hurling because I was the youngest in the age group, and it just came home to my dad, and he was just taking me, like, punching, holding his hands up, like, teach me how to punch. And then I think I just seen it on the TV and was like, I want to go boxing. And then he took me boxing there.
So what was it? Local club? What was the club?
Kilmegan Boxing Club. It was the smallest boxing club you ever go to in your life. Like.
What, the size of a ring? Just
literally, like, probably like 5 more meters down that way, like a wee tiny ring, and then like 4 bags.
So who's your first coach?
Jim Burns. I'd still call around see Jim and all now. He's 80-something. He's 83, 84.
So what did he say when he found out you were going to fight at Madison Square Garden?
He's buzzing.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
How did that even happen? Like, who told you?
Bobby there, I just got in the car to go training one day, and he just says, "I'm 90% sure your debut's in Madison Square Garden." I was like, sort of. I didn't believe him, like, until he said, "Yeah, you are."
Yeah, that could be slightly unbelievable to have to be able to have to hear. So when you were first starting, like, did it come naturally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just loved it straight away. Like, just got obsessed with it. And I was watching Rocky movies every night.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense. What's your favorite one?
What one is it where he fights Drago?
4.
And there's another one.
There's one he fights Apollo Creed the first time, then he fights Apollo Creed the second time.
He fights Drago, and then Mr. T.
Mr. T's, yeah, that's number 3.
T's good too.
It's a good one. Yeah. Oh, they're such ridiculous films, but they're so brilliant to watch.
Oh, when I was that age, I used to watch them every night and then fall asleep before you finish them. And then wake up, right, I'll watch it tomorrow night and get the same stage and fall asleep.
So you were missing the actual fight.
Yeah, but I was watching the same one every night, like.
I mean, I guess that taught you plenty about training montages.
Nah, I don't know, I just thought it was Rocky.
Maybe you are.
Hopefully not.
Do steal any training techniques from the Rocky
No.
films? No.
Nah.
How about the Rock?
I was that young. I don't know what the frig I was thinking. I'm just watching Rocky flat out.
It's fair enough. We don't really have one of those for Northern Ireland or for even for the UK. We don't really have Rocky, like any boxers that are in films or any boxing films.
Creed. Tony Ballier was in Creed.
True, that's a good point actually. What do you think of the Creed films? Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're good movies too.
I really liked the first one. I don't think the other two were quite as good.
Nah.
Anyway, so you said that your first ever like real memory of boxing was like coming back out of sparring, getting like your head beaten, and then being asked, "Do you want to quit?" and saying no. Like, was there points through training and your first fights and stuff? Was there times you thought, okay, maybe I don't want to do this. Like maybe this is too hard after a pummeling round or really bad session, or like did you ever think of giving up?
No, not really. Whenever I left, I boxed for a club in Crossgar, and we left there before I went to Bobby's gym, and I was sort of thinking of giving it up and going to. I'd never took 2 months off boxing before, because like a full summer and I didn't know where I was going to go. I never took that long off boxing before, so I was sort of thinking, I'm going to quit here and go to a different fighting sport, and then I was like, nah, just went to boxing then again.
What other sport would you have gone to?
I don't know, I was thinking Muay Thai. I just wanted to try something different for some reason.
Have you ever tried it, like, since?
Oh, my mate does MMA. I've tried everything sort of, but I didn't like anything like boxing. Just done like one session, just the odd time. Jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or something.
I remember doing a Muay Thai session in Thailand and it nearly killed me. The warm up was about 30 minutes of cardio and abs, and then they were like, right, okay, you can take a 5-minute break, and I was like, hang on, are we not just done? Is that not it? Like I was nearly passing out because it was like 40 degrees and like humid as well, so I was nearly collapsing. Not that I was in the best shape, but so you said you didn't like any of the other combat sports as much as boxing. Like, what is it about boxing that really like appeals to you over others?
I just really like fighting, but whenever you're boxing for so long, whenever you go to like jiu-jitsu or something, it's all you're learning the basics and all again, and you don't have a clue what you're doing. You just feel like you're clueless. So that's why I think I just like boxing more.
What is it do you think you actually like about boxing? What is it that makes you
I like the adrenaline rush, and I like punching people. Good.
What do you get the rush from? Like, what is it? Is it like the dodging people's punches? Is it like
I don't know. I don't know. I've always sort of been a bit of adrenaline, just in everything, like stuff that's are gonna scare you. Like, so.
Are you scared when you're stepping into a ring?
Sometimes you be a bit nervous. Like, not that you're scared. You're more scared of being humiliated. It's not scared of the person you're fighting. You're just scared of being humiliated in front of people.
So you're not scared of like the physical pain.
No,
it's just the emotional one instead. I mean, whatever keeps you sharp, I guess. Do you think that makes you like more focused or better?
Nerves.
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to not be as least nervous as I can be, so I'm relaxed. So you see everything that, or if you're like all tense, then you get hit easier.
Yeah. You got to stay loose, right? Like that Muhammad Ali clip where he's like dodges like 12, 13 punches in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Does it hurt when you get punched in the face?
Not really. Well, it depends. You could get. Sometimes it's gonna hurt, but most of the time, no. You're that full of adrenaline. But if you get caught, like on the right spot in the nose or something, or sometimes it can hurt you. It's more like if you got hit like a really good punch and it goes like a white light, then you just don't feel right for a couple of seconds or something.
Ever been knocked out?
No,
No, that's
no,
quite good, is it?
no.
How much
Yeah,
your boxing is that? I don't know how common it is.
never been
Actually, not
stopped.
never been stopped.
No,
That should be your tagline.
never been dropped in a fight. I've
Ever.
been dropped sparring.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's kind of normal, right? The idea is push yourself right
Yeah,
to the limit and see what you can do. What's the what do you prefer, sparring or like actual fights?
actual fight.
Yeah.
Well, I like sparring too. I don't know. I don't know. I just like all of it.
Do you think getting punched in the face or the possibility you could get punched in the face during the sport, do you think that changes your mindset like outside the ring?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like it could be quite humbling to, have to take some punches
Well,
sometimes.
actually, whenever you're all the time, you're like you see boys that are out in the bar and they think they're the hard lads and they like to fight and all.
Mm.
They've probably never been hit in the face. So if I'm getting hit in the face with a pair of gloves on, then I don't want to get hit in the face with no gloves on. Like you know how sore and dangerous it can be. Like so,
Yeah.
you don't want to really get in a fight. You try to stay away from it. But then boys are out looking for it because they probably never got a whack.
Do you think every man should get punched in the face at least once?
Yeah, definitely.
Be better first, would it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Ever been hit in the face?
no. Well, no, actually, that's not true.
Do you want
I've
me
been
to
hitting
hit
the
it?
face. No, I've been hitting the face once, and it broke my nose. It was during the rugby game.
Fair enough.
No, but I got sent off after being punched in the face. I was stamping
I suppose your
on
nose
someone's
is
hand.
broke.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I wasn't allowed to come back on because I'd been stamping on people's hands. But they were cheating. But then they punched me in the face for stamping on their hand. Uh, the referee wouldn't listen, so I had to like take matters into my own hands. Um. So what age did you realize that this was something you wanted to do like professionally?
The whole way through.
The whole way
The
from
whole way.
6 years old.
Yeah, the whole way through.
There was never any point where you wanted to, there was never a point where you thought, oh, maybe I'd be a footballer or like,
There was. I had other things too. Like when I was really young, like oh, I want to be a mountain climber or something, just stupid stuff. But it was always sort of boxing was part of it. Now I went off it for a couple of months, and then I was coming back to it. Like.
hmm. When you're training, are you, or do you do any other sports or like things that might like help you with your boxing? Like are you doing, I don't know, yeah, climbing, ballet, like other things that might like help your movement or your like functionality when you for your training,
Running,
running.
a lot of running, and then I do like strength conditioning, like weights, jumping, stuff like that. There, pull ups, plyometrics, and just loads of different stuff. And then I've done yoga and all before, like, but don't really do it now, like.
Not for you.
Uh,
You didn't like it?
well, I actually didn't mind it, like, but it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, no, I can say that from personal experience as well. It's weird sometimes when you're doing yoga because
I'm not very flexible.
you're
Well,
not.
my bottom part's not very flexible. My upper body's flexible.
Yeah. Well, don't they say there's like a 1-to-1 of strength and flexibility? You like your muscle has to be strong, be flexible, and flexible to be strong. So
I've
like,
never heard that.
oh really? Okay, maybe I'm just making it up. I'm pretty sure I've heard that though.
I'd say them rugby boys aren't flexible and they run through people.
No, that's true actually. But they're just like one dense like unit that's just like designed to like batter and ram people out of the way.
No.
But yeah, I think that's more like density than like actual functional strength. It's more about just like
Body
having as
weight.
much mass as possible
Yeah.
to like run through someone. Did you ever play rugby?
No, not really. In school, PE, that's about it.
So did you do boxing in school?
No, but there was one of the teachers actually, whenever I was messing about, he got a boxing bag in the PE department for me and a wee speedball. Said if it'd be good, then I can come use it all the time, but I never really used it.
No.
Because it's had much training anyway. It was like, right going to it during school. I never really went to school.
Busy boxing. Although, like I feel like most times schools are always really anti that like mindset of like just giving everything to a sport or to like a discipline, and obviously they have to be because they want you to be prepared for other stuff. But like uh Roy, I went to I was gonna say I went to the same school as Rory McIlroy. Like he was quite a few years above
Or
me, but like all I heard about him from teachers and rumors about what like the opinion was about, like they're always like, oh, he was a shit student. He was always like off like playing golf, obviously, right?
yeah,
Like he always skipping class to go like hit golf balls, practice or whatever. And then now when you see interviews about him on TV, they're like, oh, he was a model student and he worked so hard at his golf.
exactly. Exact same with me, but except for half the time when I was leaving school, I wasn't going to go boxing. I was just going to get out of school. I had boxing after school anyway. Just hated it.
So you think your like whole life is now going to be about boxing, like until until you can't anymore, and then beyond that, I don't know. Would you see yourself being a trainer? Like,
Coaching or something.
yeah,
I already coach people that have a wee business for
yeah,
taking people on the pods and stuff.
cool. Like what?
Like
So
personal training.
what what are the basics that you take people through then? So like, say I came in, like I've done some pads before with my friend who likes MMA and like some Muay Thai sessions in Thailand, but that's it. Like, what are you going to teach me on day one?
I'm going to teach you, well, I'll try to teach you. Come shape with their wrestling. But how to use your feet, how to use your jab, and 1-2, and where to put your head after you throw the punches. That's probably about it, the first one.
What's the biggest mistake people make?
There's so many. Like, and someone new coming in,
Yeah.
like, they're all like, it's as if you're about to fight, so they're sitting there like this, all tensed up. Whenever you're only hitting the pads, when they need to relax, I don't know.
So they're coming in and like tense the muscles and all that,
Yeah.
and let's wasting all their energy instead of just like going for it, like go in like.
And they're not listening, like they're overthinking everything. So just say you say do this, they're like overthinking it. Like did I do this right? And then, or they're like, know what I mean? They're scared to get it wrong. Whenever you need to do it, do it and do it and do it before you even get it right. Like,
When you're fighting someone, what's the most important, like what's going through your head? So once you've stepped into the ring and like ding ding bell goes first round, what are you thinking? Like, are you focused on your personal fight plan, like how you want to move around the ring? Or are you worried about what they're doing? Like,
no, that's the worst thing you can do is worry about someone else's. But whenever you're watching, like just say I'm going to fight this person, he does this. You're trying to take that away from him. So the best thing he does, you try to take away from him. So yeah, it's more your own plan. Like that's how I'll beat this far. And then if it doesn't work, then I have to experience a change, box different ways.
So how often do you go into a fight and then have to like adapt what you're doing to the opponent, or does it normally stay inside how you would prefer to box, or like how much changes there going on like fight to fight?
A lot of times it would be I like it my way, but then sometimes it's like you could go out a boxer Ukrainian fella, and I was told to go to keep the pressure on him and keep moving him back, and he hit me, and it was probably the hardest I ever hit in my life. I didn't know where I was going back to the corner, and then after that round, then I started to do what I was meant to do.
So who is the toughest opponent you've fought so far in your career?
There's so many because there was a lot of like boys that were really tough whenever you were young, but they don't even box anymore. I don't know. Probably the boy I fought in the Europeans last year, Azerbaijani.
What made him so difficult?
Just he was short and stocky, and he's like out here, so I was trying to keep him out here, and then now as soon as I threw a punch, he's just right in on top of you. Like he was very good at closing the distance.
So Are you tall for your weight class?
Not as an amateur, but probably now as a pro, they seem to be smaller and stockier just because most of them are older and more filled out, more developed. Like.
So what do you haven't so you haven't got your opponent yet for your first fight?
Nah.
Like what's the well, I guess the dream scenario is you win, right?
Yeah, hopefully knock someone out.
Knock someone out first round.
That'd be the dream scenario, but we'll see. Well, actually, I'd probably rather knock him out the last round so you get to enjoy it.
That's true. Yeah, you get the full fight. What is it? How many rounds is it?
Just 4 my
Four
first
rounds. Okay, that's cool. And 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you want a couple of you want so just toy with him first, right? Don't go straight for it in the first round, right?
Well, if you get in the first round, you take it. You don't get paid for overtime. Like.
No. So you get paid the same amount regardless how long you take?
You probably maybe get I don't know, I'm not 100% sure because I've never had a pro fight before. You maybe get a bonus if you knock them out, like, I don't know.
So what age was your first amateur fight?
Well, there's your first carded amateur fight with a winner. That's when you're 11.
Okay.
But probably about 7, 8 was my first. Like, it's like a fight, but when you go in the middle, the referee lifts both people's hands, but it's an exhibition. So there's no winners, but like, you're going to win now.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Everyone knows who won. Yes.
Just to stop some kid from crying when his hand goes up. Like.
So what's the so you said 7, 8 thing, and then the first carded amateur fight. Did you win your first fight?
I was actually 10 when I had my first fight.
Okay.
You're meant to wait till you're 11, but I was in a club in Newcastle. The coach actually died not long after. But it was like a sort of newish sort of club. Like, I was about 10 and didn't know that it's 11. So you're allowed to get your boxing license when you're 10, but you're not allowed to have an amateur fight till you're 11. But he took me when I was still only 10. So I went in anyway and handed him a book, and he was like, "You're too young to box." And I started crying, going nuts. So then they ended up getting me a fight because the boy the year above me, he didn't have anyone his weight. So then I fought the boy a year above me and won. It's a normal downs, you call it. We call it just like a wee tournament thing. And then on the way home, I remember looking outside the window of the bus. I was like, I own all this place. He only lived 10.
Well, maybe. You never know now. You're making waves. So what about boxing heroes? Like who would you say is inspiring to you?
Carl Frampton and Ram Burnett, who's actually coaching me as well now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's like Irish, and then boys I like watching now would be like Bivol. He's fighting on Saturday. Durante, Tank Davis, Mayweather, and Pacquiao. There's just so many. Like.
Who wins Mayweather Pacquiao, but peak Pacquiao?
I think no one beats Floyd Mayweather. Like.
No. I mean, maybe that's what's wrong with him. He's never been punched in the face.
Barely ever. Like. He has been, obviously, but
yeah,
not very clean or often.
No, he's great boxer. Even me, like a casual, can tell that. What do you think of like McGregor going into boxing and like doing his stuff? Like
against Mayweather?
Yeah.
Well, it was for money, like, and it was people wanted to see could McGregor go with Mayweather, if you know what I mean. Like could he? Because McGregor's a great striker. Obviously, they want to see a boxer Mayweather, and he actually done more than what I thought he'd be able to do. But Mayweather was like 40.
Yeah.
And he was probably carrying him a couple of rounds.
You think so?
Maybe, I don't know. Don't honestly know.
Big call. But do you think it's bad for the sport? Like the
No, I don't mind that. Or what I hate is the YouTubers. I hate the YouTubers.
What's his face? Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
Oh, I hate him. I hate all of them. And then the likes of Tommy Fury and all that go and fight them and near get beat by them. Like I hate all them ones. Hate them.
Yeah, do you think it's like degrading for the sport?
I think it's just not fair that people can walk off the street and make a load of money whenever there's like people way like will probably never get a chance to make money like out there in their lives through boxing that could punch ahead of him. But because he's got a big social media following, he can just walk into boxing and get paid. Or like the sidemen, like KSI and all, they play them soccer matches for charity. That's what they should be doing without boxing for like YouTubers. Like they're not gonna walk on the football on them sidemen versus some other thing. They're not gonna get paid for that. That all goes to charity. Like
Yeah.
football wouldn't let them do it. Like for boxing, I don't know.
No, that's a really nice point, actually.
Yeah.
They're just sitting. I mean, I guess everyone's paying to hope Jake Paul gets punched in the face. Like that's what we all wanted to see. Do you think the Tyson fight was fixed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it. I just seen a few clips on YouTube of like Tyson like about to hit him hard and like stopping his hand. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
a few clips on YouTube.
yeah, me like a
I
casual.
like to think he could beat a 6-year-old man or probably older.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to say like how much he was.
He just talks so much bullshit, like.
Yeah. No, it was. I was really hoping we'd
Like
just
talking about going to the Olympics and all. Like he would not have a notion or a chance or I'm gonna knock out Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. Like does he believe this stuff, like?
like. Do you think he actually believes it, or do you think it's just for the?
I don't know.
For the clicks, basically.
I don't know. Like, it just seems crazy to me. I think he believes himself, because he's obviously done a lot in his life to get where he is, with like money and all. Like people like that are nuts. Like he just thinks he can do anything.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, he's
fair enough. Like, but
yeah, he's been made a lot of money from it. And yeah, I think we're tuning in, hoping to watch him get beat up because people hate him. But like, what I think it's closer to like is Jake Paul's the boxer, Logan Paul's the one that's in WWE at the minute, right? That's where they should be. Like it's entertainment. It's not like it never feels, even when you're watching it and it's like a real match. Like it never feels like a real boxing match. But yeah, that's just
fucking. And then that's the boxing that a lot of people are watching. Like a lot of casual people are watching. They're sitting watching that. Like fuck me, boxing shit. But they've never watched probably like a real boxing fight. Like
yeah,
them young ones are watching that. Like and that's maybe why. Like you said at the start about MMA and boxing.
Yeah,
like I still think boxing's above MMA, but MMA's catching up, and that's probably the reason why. Because they wouldn't let someone walk on off the street and have a YouTube fight, like two YouTubers and fight, like.
No,
they maybe let two YouTubers fight each other,
yeah,
and pay them like bare minimum, or give it to charity or something. But they wouldn't let someone think he's gonna be like a world champion, like. I don't know.
I mean, but they wouldn't. They'd be murdered like immediately. But it's just like if you put like one of those YouTubers in the.
Them YouTubers are fighting. Jake Paul's only fought two boxers. So Mike Tyson, who's like 60 something, and looked like he was taking him around, and Tommy Fury, who's absolutely shite in my opinion. And then the rest of them were all like basketball players.
Yeah, one that was
UFC old people, UFC old people and all. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
who did he fight?
Other YouTubers.
The Canadian guy. What was his name?
The basketball player?
No. The MMA, the jiu-jitsu guy, who was a grappler. He wasn't really a striker. I can't remember.
Did he fight George St. Pierre?
Nah, I cannot remember who it was. Oh well. But yeah, I was like, well,
he fought Nate Diaz. He fought Tyron Woodley. He fought, what other UFC people did he fight? What do you call the boy with the George Masvidal? Did he fight Masvidal?
I don't think he's fought Masvidal.
Nah.
But it was like Ben something.
Oh.
I
know who you're on about.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's like if he fought, I feel like if he fought,
he's a grappler. He's not.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then the only striker UFC person he fought was Nate Diaz, who's done in UFC and an absolute stoner. And then what do you call the other fella? the other striker he fought was like 50. He was like 50 or like 48 or something.
Yeah.
And he gets millions for it. Like,
I don't know. Maybe we'll start a campaign right here to put them in the ring with you, and you can show them show them what should have really happened.
I let him knock me out if he pays me enough. There you go.
What's your price?
Million?
Million? Oh
One
no, you can
million.
get $1 million. I can get more than that. Wouldn't you worry? Would you worry it would ruin your boxing reputation?
Well, I'd just be like, he's a cruiserweight.
Fair.
Don't care, I've got £1 million. I just tell everyone, let him knock me out. I mean,
It's just deny it ever happened.
just make it look so obvious.
Yeah, make it look like you weren't trying. Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. Take your $1 million. So, what would you say the biggest like misconception about boxing is? Like, what do people not understand properly about the sport?
They think it's just getting in and punching people whenever it's a chess match. Like, you're just constantly thinking about what you're gonna do. It's more of a thinking game than actually just going in and punching ahead of each other. Like.
Like, well, I've heard that a lot from people, and they talk about like jiu-jitsu in the same way. Like, what is it? Like, what do you? What makes it like a chess match?
Well, you're trying to. Well, whenever someone's been training from their 6 to not get hit in the face, it's very hard to hit them. So you have to try hit them without them hitting you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit in the head.
No, very few people do.
Yeah.
But like, so how?
But it actually is like, a few of my mates are like, whenever you're training with them, throw a pair of gloves on and let them try hit me. And like, these boys are people that think they can fight, and they can probably fight on the street and stuff. And then they come in and they're trying to hit you, and they're not hit you once, and you're not even hitting them back. That's the thing. Like, it's because they're nothing. They just think it's punch, 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 punch.
So it's more about anticipation.
Yeah, it's just thinking. I don't know how to explain it.
I guess it's like, well, yeah, like chess. Like you're trying to anticipate what their move is before they've even made it. Like you're looking for signals, like little triggers on the body before they like dive in for a punch or do something like that. I guess that makes it probably far more like when people think of the mental game of something like this, they probably think about like what it's like when your muscles are sore and like, you know, you're taking hits and you know.
But you have to do all that there while thinking so much, because whenever you stop thinking, you get it even worse beating. Like.
Yeah, I'm sure, and it's got to be hard as you get punched in the head. You know, this probably not easy. From the easiest, not the easiest place to think in.
Nah. Well, I don't know. You just get used to it. Like.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing that people talk about that the more you've done something, like the more familiar it becomes to you, the more you're able to focus and like think about other stuff. So as soon as you've been like dodging punches long enough, then you're not actually thinking about dodging the punches. You're thinking about like the next level of thing. And
it's like you nearly you're just programmed to do it. It's not like you're like deep in thought, like, oh, what do I do here? You're just programmed to do it. It's just natural. Like if you see something, you'll just do it because that's what you've been doing for so long.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. It's like muscle memory, essentially.
Yeah.
Like how much do you find that betrays you, like the muscle memory?
Sometimes I wake up in my sleep and I'm
Oh. No, I mean, well, that's funny then. But I'm
a dream or something from my life.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you wake up and you're throwing a dig or something.
Like, do you find yourself dreaming about boxing?
No, I don't dream. Not even that I dream about it. It's like a nightmare. It's like you're like moving your head or something to get out of the way. I mean, know if it's about boxing.
So do you use any of the, like, I've heard a lot of sports people talking about like visualization and like trying to like plan their way through whatever they're doing. So like, you know, Tiger Woods would talk a lot about like visualizing the shot you know, he talked about like, okay, he has to picture himself swinging the club and the ball like landed on the green and rolling towards the hole, or like I've seen videos where Conor McGregor is like practicing the punch that like wins him the fight. Like they're showing him like in the change room. I can't remember. It's the person who
Well, that's absolutely mad, isn't it?
yeah, like I can't remember who it is on right
Don't
there.
say Aldo.
Yeah, Aldo, right. And yeah, he's in the change room. The footage of him like practicing the exact punch that like he then gets him with, that knocks him out. Like how much do you spend any time like thinking about these like psychological like
No, but
tricks?
I do. I would like to do that more. I just think about getting my hand raised, and then however that happens, I don't care if it took 30 seconds or if it was an absolute war. Like,
Mm.
you just want to get your hand raised.
So what do you think what are the biggest ambitions for your career?
To be a world champion. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Not so much, but just a world champion like, for now, and then well, when I get that, then something more.
Mm. You're welterweight?
No, super bantam.
Super bantam. So who's the current world champion?
No, yeah, no way.
What do you think of him?
Oh, he's unbelievable, but by the time I'm there, he'll be way up weight. He just wins one weight, goes up, wins another weight, goes up.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you not think there's got to be like a stopping point to that? No?
Paggy would run it from flyweight the whole way to welterweight. Like.
How many weight classes is that? 6.
No more.
Seriously?
9.
9 weight classes? That's nuts. I did not know that.
There's more weight classes in boxing than UFC. Like.
Okay. But even then, what's like how big is a weight class? Like,
well, about 2 kilo. But the bigger you get, the more of a gap is between the weight classes. You know?
yeah.
So like a cruiserweight or like a cruiserweight and a light heavyweight, the gap would be bigger than between a bantamweight, super bantam. You know what I mean?
How much of a difference does that 2 kilograms make?
Oh, huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, say you're finding someone that's 2 kilograms, like there's one weight class above you. Like, is that like
that definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
It makes a difference for me because it's more of a percentage to my body. Or if I was a lot bigger, like a bigger person, 2 kilo wouldn't make that much because it's a smaller percentage.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So, what would you say, if anything, it means to be an Irish boxer? Like, what's that mean to you?
Well, I've a lot to live up to because Irish boxing's probably one of the best countries of boxing in the world, and the fighting Irish and all that there sort of stuff, like, to live up to that.
Do you feel like a responsibility for that? Like some sort of like, I don't know, expectation?
Not really, no. I don't really look into things like that there, but I'm proud to be Irish. I'm proud to, like, you're representing your country.
Yeah, definitely. And like, do you find that other people expect more of you as like an Irish boxer?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Like, are they thinking, oh, okay, this kid's an Irish kid, like he's gonna...
Yeah, they'll probably be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a style, like a specific style of
the amateur boxing? The amateur boxing Irish style, I actually really don't. Well, it's like counterpunching, like on your toes, like in and out your feet. You're trying to, but then there's other people that are complete opposite of that. Like, so there is a style that they try to teach you, but people use it differently. Like.
Is it one of those things that it's like a basic thing, and then like as you progress beyond just the basics, then you sort of develop your own style, or?
Yeah, well, everyone has their own style. It's just what they teach you. It's actually it's good too, like, for the amateur boxing, but the pro sort of boxing you wouldn't be able to do for 12 rounds.
Why? Just like there's too much
energy. You're just on your toes, just constantly. Unless you were, I don't know, you'd have to be superhuman to do that for 12 rounds.
Like Rocky.
Yeah. The only thing superhuman about him is how he didn't get brain damage.
Have you not seen the 5th one? I think he did. No.
Did it?
No. No, just me because the fifth film was so much worse.
Mm. The last one was shite.
I quite enjoyed the last one.
Nah, I didn't.
Nah, no, yeah, it's a bit like it's a bit too
He
nostalgic.
looked too
Maybe
old or
he
something.
looked too old. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean he did look old, but I mean Tyson just did it. Like like the plot of that film is basically the Tyson fight, except a little less fixed, maybe.
Meh.
So yeah, they kind of predicted the future a wee bit with that. Um, so you are in the process of waiting for the license for turning pro. So how does that come about? Like, how you get to a point in boxing where you've had your 150 amateur fights, like you're
Listen, a lot of amateur boxers are better than professional boxers.
okay.
That's one thing that I like. A lot of people turn professional just to say, "Oh, I'm a professional boxer," and they might be a shite amateur. Where I'm not that, if you know what I mean. But like the level I was at amateur boxing, my first 10 pro fights will probably be not on the level I was at amateur boxing, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Maybe one or two of them. I don't know.
Mm. Do you think like what's the difference between amateur and pro boxing then?
Well, amateur boxing's like 3 rounds, tournaments.
Okay.
You see, there is money in amateur boxing too. Like there's prize money and fun and stuff. It's just more like the Olympic style sort of
Mm.
like tournaments. When then professional boxing's more like show, like more exciting, smaller gloves. You're trying to hurt everyone. For
Mm.
amateur boxing, you're just trying to score points and win to go to the next round.
Okay. So there's not a lot. Is there not a lot of knockouts?
Oh,
In amateur
there's
boxing?
knockouts too. Like there's knockouts too, but not the same as pro. You could sit and watch amateur boxing the full day and you wouldn't see anyone get knocked out. Like where pro boxing, you go to a show, someone's getting knocked out more than likely. Like or maybe everyone on the card, every fight is a knockout in it. Maybe
Yeah. So it's 3 rounds, a couple of minutes a round,
3 minutes still,
3 minutes,
just three.
and
3 minutes.
then is it all in one day?
Oh no, you just say a box quarterfinal could be this day, then a fight again tomorrow.
Okay.
Then the one could be the next day or the
Okay.
next weekend or something. Just depends.
Do you think that's more grueling than than
Hundred
preparing for
percent,
a single
a
like
hundred
10 round
percent.
one?
Make him wait and all again, and just I don't know. I don't know until probably later in my career, but I'd say in ways it can be more grueling. Not the actual boxing side of it's not as grueling, but just the whole at the boxing end more. I'd say the boxing side of the pro boxing is definitely a lot more grueling, like a
Mm,
lot more. I don't know. I haven't had a pro fight yet, so
that's true.
I
Well,
don't know. I'll
soon
find out.
coming up, a couple of weeks at this point, right?
Yeah.
3.5 weeks. So when do you head out to? When do you head out?
Just the week before, I think.
Before, yeah, adjust
Yeah.
to the jet lag, get settled.
Yeah.
Is there like big events, or is there like a night before event or day before? I guess there's the weigh in,
Well, like
obviously.
a weigh-in. I don't know, man. I just I love the week of fight because I can chill out for it.
Relax.
Yeah.
What do you do before the in that time, like to relax? What do you do?
Just light training and lose weight.
And what are you doing to lose weight? Are you doing like I don't know, sauna sessions
Depends
or?
how tight you are. Yeah, training with a big sauna suit on and sauna and hot bath and towel and just different stuff. Eating fuck all.
Like, what's the most amount of weight you've had to lose like in a week before a fight?
6 kilo, maybe 7 kilos.
And how much do you weigh?
At the minute, I'm about 60 kilo.
So you're losing like 10% of your body weight. Something.
Yeah, but then I was 63 or 4 kilo and I made 57 in a
That's
week or something.
brutal. How do you like? Do you find that really affects you? Like do you feel I don't know
Nah.
dizzy at any points or like?
Nah, well, it's not nice, the morning of the weigh-in. But a lot of the weight's lost the last night. So, like, just say I was 64 kilo. I get down till about 60 during the week, just like training away and eating less. And then the last night, you just sweat it all out water weight, like.
So what are you doing? The big sauna suit thing?
Suits or hot baths and saunas. Just lose weight, like.
That's brutal. What do you think's worse, like the heat or the cold?
the cold's worse, but see when you're losing weight, it's like you sit in the sauna now and it's relaxing, or a hot bath and it's relaxing, but whenever you're losing weight, it's not relaxing. Like, I'd rather the cold and I don't know. They're both, don't know.
You ever done the cold water swimming?
I do a lot of ice baths and stuff like.
Do you find it works? Like people claim.
Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, for recovery.
Yeah, and then just say went to one in the morning, you feel great for a couple hours after, like an energy boost.
Yeah, yeah. Do you do like heat therapy as well? Like, do you do saunas like after training or stuff?
Yeah, sauna and then ice bath, or the other way about, just depends.
What's your tactic for staying in the ice bath? Do you have like a mental, like, is there something you're like, I don't know, chanting in your head or like thinking about to like
I just
keep
count.
going? You just count. My
Once you're in it for 3 minutes, it's not too bad. You get used to it then. So if you can kind of 3 minutes, then you chill in it all day.
That's brutal though. Still, I have to like sing songs in my head. Like I like things I know all the words to, and I'm like
cherry pie.
No, I'm singing something long like Hotel California or some shit like that. Like just in my head to try and keep like with the cold. That's bad. Or like I've done.
I just be cursing away to myself.
Yeah. I mean, like I.
But see, if you do it all the time, it's not bad. But see, if you take a break, that's when it's really hard. Just say you're doing it every week or twice a week, then it's not, you get in it no bother. But then when you get in it for the first time, couple of weeks, and it gets you.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Like I like if I've been at the gym and then doing a sauna, I like the shower to be freezing. Like I want to come out with brain freeze, like to the point where it's painful in my head. Like that's how cold I can feel it. But the first time this year, after not having done anything for like 3-4 weeks at Christmas, the first time I lasted about 10 seconds. Oh yeah, really like the acclimatization like wears off really fast, I find. So how do you feel about Madison Square Garden? Have you ever been?
I was over there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I never was in the stadium, no.
Did you go in when you were there a few weeks ago?
Seen it.
Okay.
Just seen it. I didn't even go in. We were meant to go in and just forgot about it. So I don't know, mate. A fight's fight in there. No matter where it is.
I guess, like, how much of the crowd are you actually able to even see when you're in the ring? Like, is there a lot of lights, I guess, maybe?
I don't know. You just, when you get in, you just don't like, you don't even hear anything.
Do you find that generally just with like amateur fights, like you're not hearing anything? You
just hear your familiar voices. I don't know. I don't think it'll bother me. I don't know. To experience it there.
It might be. I don't know. You might find it
a wee bit more nerve-wracking, maybe.
But you might find it gives you a buzz.
But there's more people, so it's more embarrassing. So if you're not scared to fight, you're scared of getting embarrassed. And more people might be more embarrassing.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you'll rise to the occasion
and stuff. Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to hope so. I mean, I find during watching Premier League games during lockdown, right, when they had no crowds in the stadiums, I felt like the quality of football got way worse because those guys are all used to like having 60,000 people watching.
Roaring at them. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. I feel like, or at least the best players rise to the crowd. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm very much hoping that happens to you. Like, when you say familiar voices, so you can still hear Bobby when you're fighting. Yeah,
and just people you're used to talking to. I don't know. It's weird, like. Well, I suppose if you're anywhere and you hear a load of people roaring and shouting, you don't hear anyone. Like, well, you do hear it, but if just say Bobby shouted, you'd know it's Bobby. Where you sort of don't hear. It's like as soon as the bell goes, just goes boom, and you don't hear anything.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, what do you think when the bell goes for the first time? Like when
that's just go time, then. Like.
You think that's like a
your nerves and all just leave you then. That's when your nerves and all leave, and just your body just takes over.
Yeah, that muscle memory we were talking about, I guess.
Yeah,
just like, right, okay, time to go. Apart from Madison Square Garden, where's the biggest venue you've fought at? Like, what's the biggest crowd you fought in front of?
The biggest crowd.
Yeah.
Just in I've boxed in like stadiums and all, but normally the stadiums don't be very full. But I boxed in a wee club show there last year, like in like my local area in a bar. There was thousands of people in it, probably just packed.
Well, that'll be the best.
Couldn't move, like.
Anyway,
Yeah, it was mad. Like, it was good crack.
do you win?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then. What bar was it?
What you call it?
Okay. Nice. So yeah, we've talked a little bit about MMA there and about boxing and stuff. Like, do you think that MMA has like replaced boxing as
No,
the
no.
main fighting sport?
Boxing's still the main fighting sport.
I think so.
But the generation of boxing's these young people coming through, a lot of them say, "Oh, UFC's better." But if you showed, like my mates, right, they were all UFC fans until I got them sort of watching boxing, and then like boxing's way better. Half these UFC boys are just grabbing each other's legs the whole fight. And some UFC fights are good, and then some boxing fights can be bad too, with people holding and trying to spoil the fight. But I think boxing will probably always be better, but these YouTuber people are making it look bad.
Who do you think's the most exciting boxer in the world
Ever right now?
at the minute to watch?
Jonte Davis.
Wow.
Or just always just knocking boys out at one punch. He would be losing a fight the whole fight and just know he's just gonna catch him and put you out there.
Is he what, heavyweight?
Not lightweight.
Lightweight.
That's what I mean. He's strong as an ox.
What do you make of the current crop of like heavyweight champions at the minute? Or say champions, heavyweight boxers.
And I really like Usyk.
Yeah.
I think he's class. Yeah.
What do you think, Anthony Joshua?
I think after he got knocked out by Ruiz, he's never been like this. He's trying to box, like be this smart boxer whenever he was just a unit. And then, so I think he just needs to get his own unitness back and just go try take everyone's head off again.
Do you think Tyson Fury's past it?
Nah.
Still got some big fights in him.
Probably, yeah, but he's retired, is he not?
Is he?
Yeah, he's retired now. But he always says he's retired.
Yeah. Yeah, that's third retirement, I think.
Yeah, probably.
But we'll see what happens. So after this fight, what's next? Do you know? Do you have any plans for the rest of the year? Like, what's
probably fighting in England on a Box Nation show.
Okay.
Hopefully before the summertime.
Cool.
And Francis Warren's managing me, so he'll get me one hopefully before summer in England, most likely.
Nice. So when did you sign with Francis?
Last week.
Yeah. Nice and new. What made you go with him?
Well, his dad's Frank Warren, was probably one of the biggest people in boxing, so it's pretty easy.
Big name, connections. Yeah. Last thing I guess would be like, how are you feeling about the fight? You excited? Ready to go?
Yeah, it's just fine at us. It's another day in there. Thanks to my sponsors, Stargate, Prestancia, Navalis in New York, John Doe's Bar and Lounge, O'Hagan's Construction, Traverse Steel, and Legends Bar.
Lovely. Right, yeah, we'll get that. We'll make that seem really smooth.
I just fucking am useless at that sort of stuff.
That's all right, man. Don't worry about it. Like
in my head.
That's right. You're getting paid to punch people. That's all you need to worry about, right? So yeah, man. Like, is there anything else you wanna plug or say before we finish? Like, is there?
Thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem. Like,
I enjoyed that. I normally hate the cameras, but that was crap.
That's all right. Where can people find you if they want to find out more or like follow your story, and where can they watch the fight? Most importantly,
UFC Fight Pass, 16th of March on 10 p.m. English time, and Instagram Irish Boxer Donagh Keary.
Nice. Right. Well, I'll put links for all that in the description.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Thanks very much. Really enjoyed it.
Good on, cheers.
Hey, listeners, real quick. Do you ever find yourself sitting watching the stock market like this? Well, now you could instead be ordering my book like this. It's the story of GameStop. You can purchase it with a hoodie, with acknowledgements, or just with the early backers edition. It's all about the GameStop story. It's the real story, not just what you've seen on films. It's exactly what has happened over the last 3.5 years. And with DFE back, I'm finally able to draw a conclusion to my book. Please pre-order it. It really helps me out, and you will get it eventually, I promise. Hopefully this year.